Hi, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the Maker's Cave. And today we are going to continue our build of the Agora models ladder truck number 9 of the New York Fire Department. This is going to be stage 21. It's a pretty long stage. That's why we're just doing just that one stage today. I'll have a link below to this model and to Agora. So if you want to do any of their other models, which I highly encourage, you can swing on over to their site and see what they have. They got the Terminator, they got the Firetruck, they got some other really cool stuff. So what we'll do is we'll null out all the parts, bring you guys forward, and we'll start the build. Stage 21, main cab body and details. And we're going to be installing the rear cab doors and the cab roof. So this is the stage that I have really been looking forward to. We're going to get the plate. Look at the size of this. Is the cab. It's my hand. We're going to start putting the cab together. This is really exciting, and it's all die cast. So let's null these things out, and then we'll be back to put it all together. Stage 21, all nulled out. And let's draw our attention to this. All die cast metal frame. Going to get to the meat of the build now. Now, a few things about I noticed when I was knowing this out. There are a lot of small, well, first of all, there's 4 different types of screws. Okay. Some we've used before, some are new. But there are a lot of tiny parts in this build. As a matter of fact, I want to take these two, put them in a container. If you're not using the cosmetic jewelry, the cosmetic makeup bins that I'm using, I'll put a link below to them to organize everything. At least use a Dixie cup or a paper cup, cut down something. You need to really put these tiny pieces all in something, or you can keep them in the bag until you're ready, but I like to inventory everything and have everything ready. I don't like to stop in the middle of a build and open something up. So let's get started on 21. I think this one may take us a little while because there's even some sprue work to do here. They gave us some handles, and they're actually on sprues. So good old-fashioned model making there. And they want to take the rear cab vent, which is this piece right here. They want us to put this on the back of the cab. Something simple to start us out with. There's a recess right here in the cab. They are telling us there might be some excess paint in the holes. So when we push them in, it may not go in all that easy. And the way it gets oriented, there is a wider band up here with nothing. That goes up top. Oh, and it looks like one hole is bigger than the other on that, so it can only go in one way. So when this piece is done and installed, it sits completely flush with the cab. In this stage, there are 2 narrow diamond plate, or simulated diamond plate pieces of metal, and there's a wider one. You want to take the narrow one, and right at the edge here, there's a little recess. So we're just going to put this right into here. That snapped on pretty good. So now we're going to do the same thing over here. Larger hole up top. Snap and held into place. Whoop. Oh, this one might need some super glue. There is a ridged or raised ridge section right in here. I think that's where I want to put some super glue at. Just going to hold it here for a few seconds. There we go. Now it took. Just test to make sure. Oh, you know what? This one just fell off again. Or not again, but this one just fell off. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put some super glue on there. Larger hole is up top here. I'll hold this here for a few seconds. Those protective plates are now on there. Now right back here, again, there is a recess, and that gets these wider diamond plates that we had before. And I'm not even going to play around with them this time. I'm just going to put super glue on them right out of the gate. So that's the one end, and we're going to do this very, very same for the other side. Actually, I need to lift this up real quick before the super glue sets. I think it matters which way they go. Whew, that was close. Yes, dry fit these first. I just happened to hit it lucky. But if you put it in the other way, one of these sticks down below the recess and over top of this black section right here. So dry fit them first to see which way they go before you stick them in there. I was really lucky the super glue didn't grab before I realized that. Step 12 is the one is to take a folding step, which is with this piece right here, and we're going to go to the back here. It actually goes into this D-shaped hole right up in here. Yeah, you're going to need a small dab of super glue to hold that into place right there. Going to do the same thing on the other side for the folding step. And here's a nice little tip. These are Post-it notes. That's what I've been using to put the glue on. That's real nice because you can just get a pad of these when you're done for the day or done for the project. You can just rip this off and throw it away. And I'm just going to hold it there for a few seconds. Let that super glue grab. So there are the two folding steps. They want us to put together some emergency light frames with the lenses. So here are the lenses. So here are the frames. And here are the red lenses that go into them. They're not saying use any super glue, so these are press fit, I guess. So let's find out if that is true. And it says make 6 of them, so we're going to put 6 of these. Woo! And there goes one flying. So we're going to put 6 of these together. Okay, so there's all 6 assembled. I put them right back into this bin. I'm sure we're going to do something with them almost immediately. Now what they're saying is the back of these frames have 2 lugs. One is larger than the other. Now we're going to be placing them onto the cab. So the first place they go is right here. They are not saying to super glue these, but I'm not entirely confident they're going to stay on. But we'll go with what they say for right now. So I'm going to flip this over. There it is installed, and of course just like that on the other side. Okay, so now we're going to be putting on some amber reflectors that that were given to us in this stage. Here's what we're doing. Small amber reflectors. They go in right here. They are small. They're supposed to be a press fit right into here. Definitely need tweezers and a good set of tweezers. Okay, it's in there. That's not staying in there. As a matter of fact, it just popped out somewhere. Okay, we're back. So I used the spare to put in here, and I put a lot of super glue on here, and believe it or not, this thing still isn't holding all that well. But for the one that flew off somewhere, I called Mrs. Maker in here, and amazingly, she found it on this carpet. Here it is right here. So I'm going to flip this over now. I'm going to attempt to put this one in here, and I'm going to use quite a bit of super glue. I mean, I'm not going to make it noticeable, but this thing does not want to stay in here. I believe that side is now holding. This side is now holding. Let's move on to the next thing, huh? So above each wheel well, there is another D-shaped hole. And they included these side markers. Let me find them. Again, super small. And they want us to put these in here. And that one just flew off too.
It's gone. It's all gone.
So I'm going to call Mrs. Maker in again, and we can find that other piece that flew off. And we're back again, and you're not going to believe this. Mrs. Maker came in here. In 10 seconds, she found this thing on the floor. Yeah, let me get some more super glue here. I'll hold it in my hands. Let's go put this on. These are the side markers that are on here. So now, here's the caveat with this. Now that we have these on here and these stick out by about maybe like, I don't know, a good 5 millimeters or maybe a quarter of an inch or something, you can no longer lay this on its side to do any kind of work. You're going to snap these things right off. In hindsight, saying that now, I probably should have held on to these and not even put these on until the end of the build. But it's too late now. Die is cast, as they say. Now they have us moving on to 2 external power plugs. And they go right here in between the godforsaken amber lights and the side marker lights. There's a hole right here. And that is where the external power plugs go. How small they are. It's a D-shaped hole right here. But I can't lay it like this or I'm going to snap off these markers like I just said. Obviously, I'm going to put some super glue. Put some super glue on here. Got it all over my fingers. If you look at it, there's a small, tiny tab at the bottom. Or at the one side of this power plug. That seems to be going down. It is on there. Make sure it's straight. Right there. Now we have to do the same thing. Oh, no, we don't. I thought we had to do it for this side. We don't. Okay. So that's where the second one goes. I thought it went on the other side, but it actually goes right above the one we just installed. I'm sorry if it's hard for you guys to see this, but I'm more worried about losing the part than I am showing you right now. So I'll show you after the fact. So there's the 2 power plugs right there. I told you this stage had a lot of small parts. And now they included these 6 grab rails right here. Okay, they are on sprues, so we are going to need our sprue cutters to take these off. So we'll do that 6 times. As we're cutting these out, I can't impress enough how much you need. Like I said, a good set of tweezers. You need some really good flush cutters. Okay, so those 6 handles are out, or grab rails are out. And now we're going to start putting them onto the cab. There are recesses. There is a recess here in the cab. That is where one of these grab rails go. Obviously, we're going to need some glue for this. So luckily, I still have some wet glue from what we just finished up. All right, grab rails in there. Now I'm going to assume that there is a matching one on the other side that we're going to be doing. Glue is on there. Now the next ones we're going to do are diagonal right on the back of the cab here and here. The rear grab rails are in. On the sides, there's also recesses here, so they go here and over on here. Two side grab rails are in. All right, now we're on to step 38 of stage 21. They want us to take the rear cab windows, which look like this. They go in the rear of the, obviously, and the rear of the cab. You have to be very careful here with gluing this because this is clear plastic. And we all know what happens with clear plastic when you get glue on it. Now I'm going to drop the window in. Hold it there for a little while. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing with the other window. I'm just holding these in place for a little while. So now if you look in the back, here are our two windows installed. Now we're going to be putting the windshield into this cab. So here is the windshield. And basically just has us placing it right into here, right in here. Right here there are two posts right there. And there are two holes in the windshield that they have to fit into. There we go. You got to put a little bit of pressure, but just not a whole lot. It does look pretty sharp though. There's the windshield in. So now they want us to go get the grill that we did early on. Here is the grill that we did in an earlier stage. Actually, it was in stage 3 we did it. And they just want us to put that into here. And this is going to be a pressure fit. There's some tabs on the side of the grill that we're going to grab. There, and now the grill is in. So the marker lights, let's go find them in our little parts bin here. Here it is right here. And also in this stage it included a clear piece. And here is a clear piece that is going to be the lens that fits into here. Looks like this is just going to be a pressure fit. That's going to need some glue. Do this with as minimal as possible. And there it goes. And I haven't a clue on where that went. Okay, so that plastic piece flew off. I was going to call it a day and figured, okay, that's a sign for me to stop recording. And so Mrs. Maker came in here, sat down to do a few things at my seat. And I was telling her what happened. She said, do you want me to look for it? I said, no, you're never going to find it. It flew off sideways. You're never going to find it. And she looked down and said, is this it? And she found it. So we're going to be able to continue on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and glue this piece into here, which started all this. And then we'll put this piece aside because the directions say you don't even install this right now. All you're doing is putting this lens into this side marker and then putting it aside. So carefully, we're going to take a little bit of glue. We're going to put it into this piece right here. Careful, I don't get any on the mat. Just going to put it around the edge of this frame here. Put this lens in this time without it popping all over the place. The lens is in there. The directions say we don't need this right now and to put this aside, so I'm going to put it into one of our little bins here. Now, while I'm trying to correct my mistakes, when we put these back windows into the rear of the cab, the next directions, and again, I'm still working off of directions that are printed pretty lightly, so I missed this step completely of putting windows in here. Here they are right here. So here's the side windows right here, or the cutouts for them, and here are the side windows. And these have a notch right up here. There's a notch right up here in here. So you just kind of put them up into here and you press them into place. And it's just a press fit in. There's the one side in, and I would simply repeat for the other side. Put that right in here. Now, like I said, on this one, there was a small cutout up here and a little metal tab on the cab, and it snapped right in there. And I'm looking at this one. It looks like it's a little misaligned, and it's not snapping in quite all that easy. So that tab right here is not falling into place with the metal cutout. It's almost like the window. And there you go. This time it went in, and as you can see, the window is now sitting flush with the cab. So those side windows are in. And again, I apologize for missing that in the previous step, but we went back and we corrected it. So now we are back on track. All right, stage 21, step 48. We're going to be putting this left-hand rear cab door that we did from stage 3 onto the cab. So here's the cab. You're going to orient it just like this. And you're going to slide it in like this. Now behind where this, eventually I guess where a marker is going to go, there is a hole here. And when you have this placed in properly, as you can see right here, there is a small groove in this cab right here. There is a tab on this door frame right here. So it slides right into there. So when it's oriented just right, in this, let me see, get my screwdriver here. Right here through this hole, you're going to see through this hole here, you're going to see the post where you're going to be able to put a screw into there. Okay, we're just going to dry fit this right now. As you can see, door of the cab opens and closes real nice in there. So now that's going to get held in there with a C screw, which you're going to put in right now. You want to over tighten it. Screw is in there. Turn this the right way. And the door closes, open and closes. How cool was that? Now we're going to be doing step 51, and they're going to be fitting the emergency lights that we assembled previously. They're the ones that have little red silver frame or chrome frame with the red inserts. So what we're going to do with those red lights is, one of them at least, is going to go right into this hole right here, or in this recess right here where that screw was that we just put in to hold the door. It says this is a dry fit, or just a press fit, and you shouldn't need any screws. So we're going to press that in there. Okay, it is press fitted in there. As you can see, it's on there. I'm going to keep my eye on that because if I don't like how that sits, I might put some glue on there. All right, continuing with the theme, stage 21, step 52, we're now going to put the other right-hand rear cab door in. So it's going to be the same as the other. We're going to slide this into here, lift it up, and you're going to see that tab again that's right down there that the door is going to slide into. Put it into here. We're going to make sure that we can see the hole where the marker light's going to go, or the emergency light's going to go. We can see the hole. Take another C screw. Secure that in there. And the door closes. We're going to fit another emergency light right in there. And then we'll just press fit this in here like we did the other. And there we go. The other emergency light's in there, and the door's in there. All right, now we're going to move on to step 56. And we're going to attach the roof to the cab. Hey, that's going to be fun. So here's the cab, obviously. So they want us to go bring back the roof, which we have right here. Being careful of these wires right here. Just going to put the cab in. There's little tabs right here. Little tabs right here. Okay. And they are going to go into some slots that are right in here. So there are holes right here and all along the cab that match into holes here for some screws. So I'm beginning to wonder if we even need these tabs. Because, all right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to do something fairly dangerous. Just bend these tabs. They're plastic, so I want to be careful. Flex them out a little bit. Okay, so that allowed the roof to sit down where it should be, and you can pretty much tell that the roof needs to be where it is because you can see these mounting holes. Here you'll be able to see the corresponding holes underneath of them where you have to put some screws. And we're going to need some D screws. And there's two more right back here, and we'll put them in. This one up here does not get this screw up in this upper corner. I didn't look at the diagram carefully enough. It goes right here in front of the condenser. Here's where the 4 screws go here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now the cab roof is on. That's looking pretty sharp. So step 59 here, stage 21, 59 steps, is you got the condenser right here, and right in front, they want us to put this piece from stage 19 that we had. And it just simply gets a press fit onto here. That's it, and it's on. Right onto there. On this side, right here, with a piece that was from stage 5. And once again, that just gets press fit right on there. So keeping the cab like this, if you can see there's 2 holes right there. And if you recall, we have this little piece right here left over from the previous stage. Now when you mount this, this piece has a bit of a slope to it. The slope goes towards this condenser, and you really can't mess it up because one hole on here is bigger than the other. So you can only mount it one way. So again, we're going to just press fit this onto here. And now that piece is on. Now if you notice, there's a matching piece right over here. So that gets the other one that we got in a previous kit. Let me go get that. It looks just like the other one. It's got a slope. One pin is bigger than the other. And we're just going to put that right in there. Again, that's just a press fit. That wasn't fitting very flush, so we're going to do like we did before. Just very lightly take our X-Acto knife, get some of that paint from out in there. Now we're going to go back, put the piece back in again. And this time it fits nice and flush. So both the rear pieces are on there. Okay, so now what they want us to do is move on to step 67. So we have our finished cab roof here. And now they want us to move on to, we're going to bring back the interior cab. And they want us to start placing this in here. And we also have to now run these wires from the light bars. Here's the cab upside down. Here's the wires for the light bars. They're saying, as an expert tip, it's easier if you tape down the cables with masking tape to hold them in the correct position. And I'm trying to see what that correct position would be. So here's the light bars. Here's the wires. Right here are our little grooves. And what happens is the light bar wires fit in them. So what they would like you to do is, and there's one back here too, follows all the way back to here. There's one. Okay, what you want to do is they want you to use some masking tape to hold them down. So I think that sounds actually like a pretty good idea. Now you're taping these in place mostly just so you can put the roof cab, or the interior cab right here into place. Just so it's easier for you to put this in place, they want you to tape them down. So I'm just using some painter's tape or some frog's tape. I think this is frog tape. So here's the wires all taped up into place. So now we're going to put the cab in here, and there's two cutouts on here, here and here, and this is where the wires have to go through. Two go through this side, one goes through this side. I am just pressing down firmly on the interior cab roof to make sure it sits in all the recesses. You may want to open these doors here, and then you can get your thumbs in here to push down here. All right, now that the interior cab roof is in there, there's two mounting holes right here, right back in there, and one right here. And they get some eye screws. Okay, so the interior roof is all screwed in. And as you can see, the wires are all run through the notches like they're supposed to be. So there you go, there's the cab. And this stage 21 is complete. So that concludes today's video. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, be sure to hit the like button. If you want to see anything more of what we're doing with this Agora models and some of the other models and our woodworking and our electronics Halloween projects, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when those videos come out, hit the bell so you can get an alert. Down below, I'll have a link to any of the tools and supplies that I used today. So thanks for stopping by the Maker's Cave. I'm Steve.